Hi guys, Ant Reaction here, and today we're going to react to a new episode of Young Justice, episode 17 of season 1, titled Disordered. No shit. Like, if it's really the continuation of last episode, yeah. So last episode was Failsafe. Really good episode, really loved it. Thank God, because like I said in the reaction, I was afraid that the hype of the episode like screwed me over. Um, so yeah, it was a very good episode, which turns out to be a simulation. Uh, this episode is often talked in tandem together with Failsafe and it's no spoilers, but it's just mostly comments about how it's it's great that they don't just like ignore what happened in the simulation and how traumatized children would be. So it's people love that there's an actual like aftermath and consequences, which is always nice and almost never happens in comics world. So I'm excited about that. What else before we start? I looked up fan fictions. I looked up, but most stories, if not all of the stories, are aftermath and like Dick and Wally realizing that they love each other. I guess. I listen. I mentioned several times that I love Dick and Roy together and Dick and Joey together. Uh, for a very good portion of uh, New Teen Titans, Wally was a conservative. Not his fault. It's just, yeah. You know how writers love to write their views about everything? Yeah, that's how you ended up with Wally being a conservative and Donna marrying a freaking creep that is twice her age and looks literally like a creep. But anyway, my beloved. um, yeah, it's also how you end up with Dick becoming a cop, despite the fact that in New Teen Titans he was very much a fuck the cops, fuck the government, and fuck you, everybody telling me what to do. Only I get to tell me what to do. Basically, I swear Dick becoming a cop is the biggest insult to his character. Like, never in a million years would he do that. Anyway, um, I looked it up, and it's mostly aftermath things, except like 3, 4 fan fictions where it's like different. One of them is Dick dies first, and so wake up. Whereas Artemis died and went into a coma, here he wake up while everyone else kind of got fucked over his loss and got stuck in the simulation for years. And he grew up in the real world and became Nightwing and created the Titans and stuff. A small story, not particularly well written, but good concept. There's another one that got me really excited, and it's Failsafe actually happened. It was in a simulation and it happened in the real world, and I got excited. And then I read the tags, and it starts as Dick and Corey, and they promise Dick and Babs as Endgame, and so that just anyway. And then the other one also got excited because it was my idea of Dick being stuck in the simulation for like 30-ish years, and then he dies and wakes up in a 13-year-old body and is life for 30 years. Never happened. Dick and Babs too. Like, why? Have you even read a comic? I mean, probably, but I know, different taste, and it's not the same Barbara, but every time I hear or see or just anything to do with Barbara, my mind goes to what I've read, and it's just, no, she's so toxic. Anyway, I don't have the time to write anything. Maybe one day. If you ship Dick and Roy, you can bet, I'm gonna write a Dick and Roy. Maybe, hopefully, one day. Let's be honest, probably never. Anyway, if you watching this and you're a fan fiction writer and you planning on doing that, please do Dick and Roy, and I will love you for the rest of my days. Anyway, so Disordered. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think I have anything else to say, so we're just going to watch. Yeah, no shit. I mean, they were kids.
I'd hope the team would have rallied by now. Trauma tends to linger, as I know you know, my friend.
Hmm.
Black Canary.
Just leave me alone.
So she's a psychiatrist? Oh, is that where that came from? I have read so many stories where she's a therapist. I never understood it because, like, in the comics, she is like New 52 Rebirth, she's a singer, but pre 52 she's a florist. So I felt like, why would she be a therapist? Like, even if she, like, I don't know, like, even in Arrow she was a lawyer, so like it never made sense, and I never knew that it actually was from Young Justice. So that makes sense, but like that's not what she is in the main continuity. So it's kind of, it's weird when it starts to bleed into like main continuity fan fictions and stuff. But like, I don't know, I thought it was just someone who wrote her as a therapist because why not, and then it escalated from there as things tend to go with fandom. Yeah. Like the Dick cannot cook thing, it's not canon. Someone who was like, Dick cannot be perfect, we need to create flaws. And apparently one of the flaws is him being a fashion disaster, being unable to do laundry and stuff, being a sugar addict and a hug addict, junkie, whatever, and unable to cook, which is not, none of them are canon, and it's just the weirdest thing. I don't know. Especially considering that he has. I thought it was an explosion. He has many flaws in the comics. I don't know why you need to invent more and ignore the real ones.
Your obsession with barbarians must wait, Seraphan. Mother Box, please camouflage all extraterrestrial energy signatures.
Motherbox?
And advise.
Is she okay? Is that okay? Ah, okay. I was gonna say, did I know that was I supposed to know it could do that? But apparently no, they didn't even know, so that's good. There's a little spot for Wolf. There's a spot for Wolf. It's cute. Of course he did. Bruce, you know that feeling? Get used to it, because you're gonna adopt an army of teenagers. Of kids. I mean, just Dick is enough to... Like, he should be used to it at this point, I think.
Can you imagine what Wally would do with that?
Interesting. So, the person you're most worried about is Wally.
I mean, she did go immediately to him. Like, she could have gone with
Our boy can do.
Connor or Megan or Dick, although I don't see Dick really caring that much about it.
Rest of the technology you have stolen from New Genesis, human.
Who are you? What are you?
New
Keep this.
New Genesis?
Blood.
So there are new gods? Like, New Genesis is the opposite of, like, it's of Apocalypse, right? It's that world that is rainbows and sunshines and, I don't know, heart-shaped clouds. I don't know. I don't read that many stories about, like, New Genesis and Apocalypse and stuff like that. But, like, yeah, that's just... okay.
Belongs to us. Give it back.
Bitch, that sphere seems sentient. If it wants to stay, it
Did
stays.
not steal the New Genosphere.
The Forever People embrace you as a friend, ally, and worthy warrior.
You're kidding, right?
I was the general.
Yeah, I feel like they live in a world made of rainbows and
Resign as team
sunshine and stuff.
Who do you recommend to take your place?
leader. Artemis is too raw and untrusting. Kid Flash too rash and impulsive. Miss Martian remains too eager to please.
Dick.
Superboy carries too much
But-
anger.
Making Robin the logical choice.
But you may call me Wolf.
This is Wolf.
Yeah, it's already taken. You just offended him.
Yeah, Bear is even better.
It is beneath us.
I want one.
18 meters underground.
The car
That's a construction site.
slash
Perfect
spaceship.
cover for drilling.
Guns a-blazing and round up them outlaws.
Someone watched a little bit too much TV.
Yeah, well, there's a time to go in strong and a time to go in smart.
It is your world, Superboy.
He's grown so much.
Lead.
Norman! I brought you
So
a
much.
jacket.
I'm proud.
What are you doing here?
Sorry. So it's like the new God's version of the Young Justice? Because, like, that was Megan.
A billion in bullion.
An alien version. An alien version of Megan.
Yeah, Whisper.
That's a lot of gold. They can lose some. I'm just saying. I wouldn't say no.
Decided on the direct approach after all.
Ouch. Is that supposed to be their version of Robin?
They are of the enemy.
What enemy?
The enemy.
Apocalypse.
The gods of anti-life. These weapons are of apocalypse.
Ooh, does that mean we're gonna get, like, Dark Side? Not necessarily in this episode, but, you know.
So,
Wally?
you want me to believe that after everything you went through,
Yeah, I heard him eating, immediately went to Wally.
I think you got the gist.
confronting your extreme reaction to Artemis's death?
Oh, I want popcorn now. It's been a while.
Babe.
Wally,
Honey,
in denial.
she's much
comfortable
older
with that.
than you. Stop.
Cool. Wait, Sphere's a she?
It's a she?
It is
It has a gender?
For what? Okay, that's new.
Power Rangers?
What was that?
Right?
Infinity Man. We merge to become part of the source and greater than the sum of our parts.
So they turn into Power Rangers. But Infinity Man, that seems familiar. The look too seems familiar. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna quickly look it up. Oh, okay. I mean, yes, that's him, but like, that's not a robot. Why would they turn him into a robot here? He was banished to another dimension, but can briefly return when the Forever People use their mother box to switch places with him. So they don't merge into a robot. They literally switch. They summon him and take his place into another dimension. Like, that is so much more interesting than this. Oh, that's why I know of him. His true name is Drax. And he is the brother of Darkseid. Yeah, that makes sense. I remember looking up Darkseid and his entire freaking family. I feel like the comic version was more interesting than just being a robot. Like, he was banished, and the only way to get out is when they summon him and they change places. And it also makes the Forever People interesting, because much more like complex, because depending on what the alternate dimension looks like, if it's like remotely close to, say, Apocalypse, it's just an example, but like they would make the sacrifice of every time they switch to go to that bad of a place. I don't know. Being a robot is weird, isn't it?
Glad my team's not.
I mean, I guess it just makes it much more simple, because,
None of this
like,
makes any sense. How are these?
I'm so sorry, I'm reposing again. I just don't want to miss anything, but like, it makes kind of sense, because like it would be so much more simpler to have this version here in an episode that deals with the aftermath of Failsafe. Like, you don't want to make people's brain like just a break, a rest is enough, and so they probably just wanted a simple story, I guess. It's just, I don't know. Is that Desaad?
Desaad.
Look, I've been
It is.
remarkably patient, you know, for me. What is going on?
I love that
The new gods come from
he
two
said,
worlds at war.
for me.
Those of us from New Genesis are gods of life.
Okay.
Is seriously creepy.
It's Desaad.
Try traumatized.
Wait, before we get to this, which is the one I was waiting for most. No surprise for you. It's about the look of Desaad. Like, which one do you like better? In, like, your opinion. Do you like the Zack Snyder's version where he's less human and is more, alien? Or do you like, I mean, in the comics, he looks much more human. He looks like a creepy, but a guy. Actually, he looks almost exactly like this, except with, instead of the gray skin, it's, like a white person. I don't know which one I like better. Because, like, technically he's an alien. So Zack Snyder's version is kind of, like, more intimidating. But on the other hand, the idea of someone looking like a human, being able to, like, being capable of that much evil, kind of like it. But yeah, he's much more intimidating in the Snyder's version, I think. Oh, do you remember the Smallville version? Wasn't that pathetic?
Thing that drives him to sacrifice everything for the sake of his mission. That's not me. I don't want to be the Batman anymore.
We know. Don't worry. We know. Listen, I can't pat his head, so I'm patting my screen. I was gonna say I can't pat Dick's head, but that would have been. Can you tell I'm tired today? Because I'm tired today. I kind of want to keep it for later, but I really like that No, I'm gonna keep it later. I'm gonna keep it later. Okay.
Deliver the father box.
I was gonna say, aren't they gonna expect it? Yeah, they expected it.
That can taste little dog too.
Ugh. It's a wolf, not a dog. How dare you? Is that why they made him into a robot?
Good, girl. We'll take them down together. Yeah, can't really blame you.
Or not?
You've turned white.
No! Oh, you meant Caucasian. Yeah, I'm fine being Megan.
I like these talks. I have to admit, I don't particularly care for how dare they? I don't particularly care for this version, for this story. He's lucky that he's on Venom.
Infinity Man.
Cobra Venom.
Is now
Whatever.
my...
Oh my god.
Attack! Attack while you still can!
Now he literally looks like a Power Ranger. Squish until there's nothing left. But you could do that. It's funny how it's just the clothes. Like not even burn marks, nothing. That's probably a good idea. Oh no!
The damage may be beyond repair.
We must take the new Genisphere home now.
No.
Why?
No way.
Why should we leave her with you? To us, she lives. To you, she's merely technology.
No, it's not
Says
like that.
says the very people who keeps talking about the sphere as technology. He's the one who was like good girl. I mean, he wanted to say good boy, but it's the same. Hypocrisy.
What is it like? We bonded, okay?
That's enough?
You may keep her.
Okay. That's... They changed their minds very quickly.
What do you expect to find, Batman?
Everyone I care about dead or traumatized, and I'm happy. How do I get past the guilt of that?
Admitting it is the first step.
Okay, but that's such a cliche line. Don't... Oh, Silver. Honestly, had it been just talk, I would have been more than okay with it. Like, I didn't particularly care for the Forever people and their story. Like, it wasn't a terrible one, it's just kind of... unless there's, like, consequences later on, fine, but they could have done it for another episode, I think. I still hope we're gonna get more of those conversation and consequences. I hope this wasn't just it. Not that it's bad, because it's a very good one. I loved all the sessions that we got to see. I just hope it's gonna keep going. What I wanted to say and then didn't. It was okay. First, actually, while I still think about it, kind of strange, isn't it? That Desaad would just give Earth criminals weapons from New Genesis and Apocalypse, isn't it? Because, like, to the rest of the galaxy / universe, Earth is pretty much a backwater planet. They don't really give a shit about it. So, like, it's kind of weird that Desaad would care. I don't know. But yeah, Dick. First, that was probably my favorite session. Not that the others were bad but then again, I mean, he's my favorite character, so yeah, but like anybody who knows Dick knows, like, he never wanted to be Batman, like, and that's probably like part of the changes from this universe to the main continuity. Like, on the main continuity, he never wanted to be Batman. He never wanted to be anything like Bruce at all. In fact, since the Juvie origin story, or at the very least, which is my favorite origin story, by the way, like, it makes him, like, it makes Bruce look less like a creep than any other origin story, and it also does a lot of things, I think, for Dick's character. For those who don't know the Juvie story, origin story, after his parents' death, instead of going to Bruce, he goes to a Juvie, to a juvenile center, because the official story reason is there's no place in orphanages, which is not a very good one, because, like, usually, from what I understand, he was only 8 years old. When you have an 8-year-old who didn't do anything, who becomes orphan, they don't put them in juvie, even if there's no place in an orphanage. In that case, they would just pick one of the older kids from the orphanage and send them to juvie, while Dick would have been sent to that orphanage until they find, like, foster home or whatever. But anyway, so that's the official reason. I'm pretty sure it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure the unofficial reason was that woman, that it was a woman, the social worker, was classist and, you know, didn't like people in the circus. Since the Romany backstory was added to Dick's character, fans added racist bitch to the reason. But anyway, so there's that, and then he would actually like escape several nights in a row to try to escape to find Tony Zuko, and every time Bruce would find him as Batman would find him and send him back to juvie. Add to that the fact that he believes that he's the one who killed his parents because he saw Tony Zuko mess with the ropes and didn't say anything. So he believes, and now he's in juvie where it's only criminal. So he believes that he deserved to be in juvie, and he believes that he is a criminal because he killed his parents. And now you have Batman who keeps sending him in juvie. You keep sending him back until 2-3 weeks. He's beat up, by the way, every time, almost every day he's beat up by the other kids. And, you know, Batman, Bruce, takes him in as his ward after several weeks. And he is freed from juvie. So in that origin story, he doesn't trust at all Batman, but he loves, or at the very least, you know, he likes Bruce, which is one of the origin story that I like the best, instead of just Bruce decide to, oh yeah, that kid, I want him, I'm gonna kidnap him. And then you have the Frank Miller story, which is much worse. He literally kidnaps him, keep him in the cave, feed him rats and stuff. Do not read All-Star Batman and Robin. It's just terrible. So yeah, it's kind of a bit weird for me to see him, I want to be Batman. It's not the Dick that I know, which is fine. Don't get me wrong, it's fine. But it's the part of the manipulating my friends, sending them to die. I don't want to be like that. I kind of wanted it to say, who's gonna tell him? Because he's gonna be like that. Like, not the sending my friends to die part, but being willing to do anything necessary to accomplish a mission. Yeah, that's him. More so if, the risk is, his own, in which case he has no issue sacrificing himself. But, like, especially the manipulating part, that's something that comes up a lot in Pre-52. Like, he is a Slytherin through and through. I know people like to put him in Gryffindor or Hufflepuff, but anybody who's read New Teen Titans and The Outsiders, and actually anything really that comes from Pre-52, would know that he's a Slytherin. Like, the number of times where he manipulated the Teen Titans, or the Justice League themselves to save them or whatever is just insane. Like, actually, I'm pretty sure, like, the famous quote of, like, Deadman saying something along the line of Nightwing is the one crime fighter that other crime fighters trust outside of Superman, was actually, for context, that was one of those thing where actually I don't quite remember. I just remember the panel, and I remember him manipulating the entire Justice League to make them go through a portal by lying and saying there's a mission there so that they would go there and not be there for whatever's happening on Earth and get killed. That's what I vaguely remember. But anyway, it happens a lot. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that's gonna keep happening. I'm so sorry. I'm patting his head. I know it's ridiculous when I go like this. It's just my screen, but yeah. And all of my figurines are up there, so. By the way, I got a new one for Christmas. I forgot to say it, but he's here. I mean, it's not an actual new one. It's been out for several years, but I didn't have the money, so yeah. I have the Robin that is supposed to be part of the New Teen Titans cover, the famous cover, and it's supposed to be multiple figurines. I only cared about Dick, so I only bought Dick, and then I have Disco Wing. I also have Disco Wing right here as a pop. Yeah, there's a lot of Nightwing, Dick stuff. Actually, the only Robin that I have here that is not Dick is a tiny Lego that is actually Jason. Anyway, yeah, that was a very good episode. I can tell, like, I think I liked this one less than episode 16, but it's only because of the secondary story that I didn't really care about. Like, if it had only been a therapy session, I would have been more than happy. Also, very interesting that Dick is the one that, Dick and technically Calder were the ones who didn't really have any issues telling Dinah their feelings. Which makes sense, because, especially, like, for Dick, because Dick never had any issues going to therapy in the comics. He actually went to therapy after Jason died, so I like that he wasn't like Wally evading or anything, or like Connor, who just walked up and left until he, came back and told what he felt. Like, yeah. I'm gonna think of these 2 episodes as one episode, because it's technically kind of a 2-parter, so yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna see you guys in the next reaction, which is, I'm gonna film in 10 minutes. Yeah, I hope you like this reaction, and I'll see you in the next one.